Amy returned from her Spanish studies and showed up in Antigua. We had really missed hanging out with her, so we told her if she wanted to buy a helmet, she could come meet us the next day and join us for a ride to Semuc Champey. Becky and I had stopped at a motorcycle shop to pick up some chalecos, or orange vests, that had our license plates on the back, and also came with a sticker with our license plates for our helmet, because a recent law was passed that all motorcycle riders have to wear them because of all the drive-by shootings in Guatemala from motorcycles. And it was more easy to identify them with their license plate numbers plastered all over the place. On our way out of Antigua, we stopped for some gas and rode toward Guatemala City and lane split all of the traffic. It was really good to be on a bike in Guat City. People had said it could take 3 hours to cross the city in a car, and I think it took us less than 45 minutes. Yeah, it really wasn't bad because we started to get pretty bold and lane split all these trucks. After finally getting out of the city, we went up into the mountains and enjoyed all the twisty roads. I was riding along behind Andrea, and all of a sudden I was like, my bike feels a little weird. And then the front end was shaking like that all of a sudden, and I was like, oh god, there's a front flat. And luckily there was a pull-off right there. I just wheeled right off the road, and we realized she wasn't coming anytime soon, so we spun around and caught up with her, and she'd already propped up her bike on her really awesome cane stand and pulled off the front wheel and was already working on pulling the tube out. If you don't have a center stand on your bike, you should really make one of these. It's just a cane sawed off, and then you buy the extra cane tips that they have at CVS and just stuff it on the other end, and you have the greatest stand ever. Super light, really easy to use. One person can prop up their own bike. $1 or $2 at a thrift store. It turned out when I had gotten my tire changed back in Mexico, the guy had pinched the tube, and it had 3 patches on it that weren't stuck on very well, and one of them had come off causing the front flat. Then I accidentally pinched the tube, putting in the new one that we had, so then we had like a patch off contest to see who could make one well patched first and then put that one in the bike. And we taught Amy how. Her first day on the road with us, and she knows how to patch a tire now. She did awesome. She's pro. We'd taken our time doing the tire repair, and of course it was starting to get dark, so we stopped at a roadside restaurant that had a playground, and we asked them if it was cool if we camped there, if we ate dinner at the restaurant. In the morning, Becky made a new friend, an extremely persistent friend.
I've been really trying, baby, trying to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby.
We packed up our camp and got breakfast just up the road. After breakfast, we continued riding and happened upon the Quetzal Reserve. It was really beautiful walking around. We saw lots of mushrooms and other birds, but no quetzals. But one part, you're walking in this, beautiful dense forest, and then there's an area opened up so you can see out to the neighboring hillsides, and they're completely stripped down to these little fern forests that they're growing for commercial ferns for flower bouquets. The Quetzal Reserve largely exists in order to raise awareness about deforestation and just to preserve the natural habitats of all the animals that live in the cloud forests in Guatemala. They do have a stuffed quetzal that you can look at in the visitor center. Yeah, we saw some really cool skeletons on the wall and some snakes in jars and also some ocelot feces. Yeah, I'd never seen ocelot poop before. It's pretty exciting. We continued on to Semuc Champey, where we hit a giant line of traffic and filtered to the front, as all motorcycles do, to find that there was a couple police officers on a bike, 2 up on a motorcycle, holding everyone up. So we just pulled over, took a little snack break on the side of the road, and waited for it to be over.